This week in the Missouri Senate, we review one of the more controversial topics that could be a part of next year's regular legislative session.
The pro-life issue is going to be on the forefront.
We heard a slew of anti-abortion bills.
For many Missouri senators, health care remains one of the most important subjects. Where focus has been on Medicaid funding, another recurring issue took center stage during the summer when the U.S. Supreme Court issued a ruling on a nearly 50-year-old decision. Missouri Senate Majority Floor Leader Caleb Rowden of Columbia says the legislature may build on this ruling next year.
I think the Senate's going to take, assuming that opinion moves the way that we assume it will, I think the pro-life issue is going to be on the forefront. I'm not going to speak for any of my other colleagues. Clearly, it's an incredibly passionate issue, but I think there will be efforts on both sides to try and do things to solidify the state's position.
There were several bills that related to health care and family planning during this year's regular legislative session. Outgoing Senator Jill Schupp of Creve Coeur says most of these measures came during one committee hearing.
One of the most egregious is that Texas copycat bill, the one that allows bounties on those who help a woman access abortion. This is terrible public policy. We know that 7 out of 10 people want the government out of the way of making decisions about women's reproductive health.
The High Court's June decision did not overturn the original Roe v. Wade decision of 1973, as much as it gave states more authority to make their own rules on the matter. The U.S. Supreme Court decision was met with both criticism and approval. Senator Rowden says he agrees with their decision.
The Roe opinion was ridiculous, not having anything to do with the policy, but just because it was an incredible judicial overreach. So I think the overturning of that is certainly the correct ruling, and it gives back power to the states, which means it gives back more power and a louder voice to the people of the state of Missouri, which I think is a good thing.
Since the court decision puts the onus on states, most legislatures have either already put forth new rules or plan to next year. Senator Schupp says the legislation that was heard in committee this year, for the most part, was not discussed on the floor of the Missouri Senate.
Now, if you're paying attention to the numbers, what you know is that 70% of Missourians believe that women's right to choose is just that, her right to take care of herself, her family, and her body, and to make decisions outside of government interference about when or if she should be pregnant.
When Missouri senators return to begin the 2023 legislative session, there will be 8 new members. So far, more than 350 bills and joint resolutions have been pre-filed in the upper chamber. The first regular session of the 102nd General Assembly will start at noon on Wednesday, January 4th. And remember, you can follow these and other issues facing the Missouri Senate, plus see a complete list of all the pre-filed legislation for 2023 by visiting our website, senate.mo.gov. Reporting from the state capitol, I'm Dean Morgan.